I'm the first person in history to reach every country in the world completely without flying. And I'm going to tell you a bit about this crazy adventure. Throughout almost a decade, I reached all the countries in the world from a list of 203. That's 10 more than the United Nations list. I've traveled with more than 300 buses, more than 200 trains. I've been on board 38 container ships, lots of taxis, lots of motorcycles. I was once on top of a truck for 2 days within Congo. I have been with a horse carriage once. We designed this project with 3 cardinal rules. Absolutely no flying for any reason whatsoever. Minimum 24 hours before you can claim that it's a visit to a country. And the third is that I could not return home until I reached the final country in the world, or of course, if I decided to quit the project. I have slept everywhere. A lot on buses, I've slept in trains, I've slept on boats and ships, directly on the ground a few times. But I've also slept at 5-star hotels. Sometimes someone has a cousin or a brother or they know somebody, and then suddenly I'm at the Ritz-Carlton for 2 nights. I would say that the place where I have slept the most has been in youth hostels. In a dorm room, maybe with 20 beds. You're just hoping no one is snoring or no one's coming back late drunk from a party. I had to find sponsorship for the project before leaving home. They decided to cover the project budget, $20 per day. I did crowdfunding campaigns, I got donations from my followers, I wrote articles for magazines, I sold some of my belongings, I took 2 loans. There has been a lot of hardship within this project. 3 of the ships that I have traveled on board are confirmed to be at the bottom of the sea. So on one occasion, there's a checkpoint. There are 3 armed men. They're in uniform. They are armed to the teeth. They are drunk and they command us out of the taxi. They see that I'm not local. And the situation was very much out of control with them pointing guns at me, having their fingers on the trigger. So I was sure I was going to die. But I stayed calm. They let me go. And then within another 24 hours, I was in a vehicle where everyone fell asleep, including the driver. Suddenly the vehicle starts to go off the side of the road and I was on the back seat and I throw myself forward and I get the steering wheel and I correct us back up on the road. Among my best memories, my wife has been out to visit me 27 times. She wasn't my wife when I left home, so we got engaged. Most of my really good memories are in connection to people. So I was in the United States of America. I started talking to the guy in front of me. He asked if I could look out for his luggage. Then he came back, but when I got into the train conductor, he guided me to a first class area. And then this guy, he was sitting in there and he said that he booked the entire cabin, but the cabin had room for 2 people. He thought I might as well get the other seat in the cabin and then I would also have a place to sleep at night, and it included all the meals on board for the entire journey. I am currently on my way home. A ship will take me from Sri Lanka back to Malaysia, and then from Malaysia I can connect with a ship that can take me all the way back home to Denmark, and I should be back home by the 26th of July 2023. A main lesson for sure is that you can achieve the goal that you put in front of yourself if you fight for it, if you never give up. You have to continue pushing forward and finding a way forward until you reach it.